President Putin protested against the burning of the Koran in Sweden by wrapping the Koran. Said its contempt is a crime. The leaders of many countries, including many in the Middle East, condemned a man who insulted the Quran during a police raid in a city in Sweden. Salwan Momika, 37, from Iraq, who fled to Sweden a few years ago, tore up a page of Islam's holy book and set it on fire as Muslims celebrated Eid al-Adha on Thursday. Just outside Stockholm's Central Mosque received international condemnation. Here are some of the protests. Morocco. Morocco not only issued a condemnation but also recalled its ambassador to Sweden indefinitely. The Saudi Ministry of Foreign Affairs also contacted Sweden's interim minister in Rabat and said it denies the attack and refuses to recognize this, according to state media reports. Turkey. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan lashed out at Sweden over the incident and said that Ankara will not give up on attacks and threats. We will teach arrogant Westerners that insulting Muslims is not a holy word. The day before, Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan described the desecration of the Quran as despicable. Fidan, it is not possible to allow these attacks against Islam within the scope of freedom of expression. To turn a blind eye to this persecution is to be guilty. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan had told the Swedish leader at that time, "If you do not respect the religion of the Republic of Turkey and Muslims, you cannot get support for NATO from us." United States. The United States condemned the burning but added that the protest permit supported freedom of expression. Faith or belief, said Matt Miller, spokesman for the U.S. State Department. Another U.S. State Department spokesperson, Vedant Patel, called on Turkey to accept Sweden's NATO membership the day before, saying that the government was against burning the Quran. The burning of religious texts is disrespectful and hurtful, and legalization is unnecessary, Patel said. As a result, we continue to encourage Hungary and Turkey to agree on Sweden's immediate access. Iran. A spokesperson for the Iranian Foreign Ministry described the disrespect as provocative, ill-considered, and unnecessary. Nasser Kanani said, "The government and people of the Islamic Republic of Iran will not tolerate criticism and punishment for these." The Swedish government should carefully consider the principles of responsibility and accountability in this regard, while preventing further insults to the sacred, he added. Iran's foreign ministry summoned Sweden's ambassador to Tehran and denounced the move as an act of attack on the holiest shrine, state media reported on Thursday. Iranian state media released a statement from the ministry stating that, during Hajj, insulting the sanctity of Muslims means only spreading hatred and violence using the law on freedom of expression. Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Ministry of Foreign Affairs also condemned the burning incident. Said, "These discriminations and repetitions are unacceptable for any reason." Egypt. Egypt says Momika's behavior is shameful, especially since it's Eid al-Adha. The Foreign Ministry also expressed its concern over the revival of Quran burning in Europe. Egypt expresses its deep concern about the reburning of the Quran and the rise of Islamophobia and blasphemy in some European countries, confirming that it rejects all practices that indirectly affect culture and religion. The religion of Muslims. In a statement, Iraq called the Swedish ambassador to Iraq on Thursday about the situation. Called it disgusting and irresponsible, adding that it condemned the re-burning of the Koran by evil and crazy people. They are not only racist, they also spread violence and hatred, the Iraqi government said in a statement. These irresponsible behaviors are directly related to the values of respect for the diversity and religion of others, and are unfairly punished. Hundreds of Iraqis raided the Swedish embassy in Baghdad on Thursday after influential Shiite leader Muqtada al-Sadr told the public to do so, saying that Sweden threatens Islam, and tell him about the country's anger. The kingdom said in a statement that Islamophobia, which leads to violence and insults religion, cannot be considered a form of freedom of expression. Jordan said rejecting extremism is a collective responsibility that must be followed by all people. Kuwait. The Kuwaiti Foreign Ministry said the burning was a dangerous, provocative step that will provoke Muslims around the world. Called on the international community and governments to take responsibility and act quickly to end the ideology of hatred, discrimination, and religious intolerance. Yemen. The Yemeni Foreign Ministry issued a statement stating that the Yemeni government denied the incident, describing the incident as a hateful attack that deliberately incites the feelings of Muslims around the world to the Holy Islamic era. It also called for an end to repeated persecution through discrimination. Syria. The Syrian government condemned the disgrace of a terrorist with the permission of the Swedish government on a holy day for Muslims. Palestine. The Palestinian Ministry of Foreign Affairs called the criticism the struggle for the values of human rights, tolerance, recognition of others, freedom and reconciliation among believers of all faiths. United Arab Emirates. United Arab Emirates on Thursday called a Swedish specialist for firefighting. Qatar. Qatar condemned the Swedish authorities for allowing the burning of copies of the Quran on Thursday, describing it as disgusting, especially during the Eid al-Fitr. The Foreign Ministry warns that allowing repeated violations of the Quran under the pretext of freedom of expression fuels hatred and violence, threatens to keep peace together, and exposes the double standards of racism, he said.